Welcome back to Rank Everything, the show where we rank everything. I'm your host, Ryan, and in today's episode, we're going to be ranking all of the Elden Ring bosses based on who's the freakiest. So, our tiers are no freak, they're at the bottom, resembles a character who does not freak. They are not freaky, they are incapable of it. Then we have a character who sucks at freaking, like this is a character who tries to be freaky, but they're just not good at it. Then we have mid-freak, character who does it relatively well. Then we have Arnold Freaky Nigga, which, very freaky. Almost tap at the top. And then we have, I lift you and pump my load inside you. Max freak. Does not get freakier than this. There's only going to be like one or two that take this spot. So here we have the Ancestor Spirit. I'm going to say that the Ancestor Spirit does not freak. It seems way too wholesome for that. Estelle of the Void, the motherfucker. This dude is freaky. Freaky as can be. I'm going to put him in Arnold. I'm not even going to say it. Commander, I can't remember his name, but he's the same as Commander Nile, except this one does rot. Speaking of which, I don't actually think Commander Nile is even on here, but whatever. So this guy, he does Commander. I think his name is Commander Gale. He does rot. He rots you. He summons other dudes to help in the freaking of you, and they're all ghosts as well. So that's pretty freaky. But I'm gonna say that. No, I'm gonna say that's Arnold. That's Arnold. The Dragonkin soldier. So he's literally a dragon or something, like half dragon or something like that. Something. That's it. And it's like his face is all weird because it looks like it could be a Berserk reference, honestly, but it kind of looks like his face is morphed with his armor, and that's pretty freaky. Now I want to say that he's like mid freak. Placidusax. Placidusax is, I don't even know if Placidusax is just one dragon. It might be like the freaking the three kids standing on top of each other's shoulders in the trench coat and the top hat, convincing you that they're an adult. Like he's just like two dragons or even more curled up into one ball. So that's pretty freaky. Then he shoots you and kills you with fire. Fire that turns into laser beams when he wants it to. That's freaky. That's Arnold. The Elden Beast. Literally like a golden fish alien monster with one eye that it breathes fire out of. It looks like it breathes fire out of its eye. Literally physical manifestation of the Greater Will. And we know about all the freaky stuff that the Greater Will has done. It wields a sword, which is completely unnecessary, but whatever. Casts magic. I lift you and I put my load inside you. Briar Man. Pretty freaky. He's literally covered in thorns and can use telekinetic magic to make his sword fly around and beat the shit out of you. That's Arnold. The Fire Giant. You wouldn't think so at first, but bro's huge. He literally he rips, like when he goes into phase 2, he rips off his own leg to then activate his powers of the Fell God or whatever it's called to try to burn you to death. I'm gonna say that's another Arnold. Man, I think Arnold's gonna be pretty populated today. The Shade of Godfrey. Aside from being a ghost and trying to kill you with its big axe, it's not very freaky. Mid-freak. God damn it, the Godskin Duo. I don't know if what they're covered in is actually the skin of something or if it's just like cloth. But I fucking hate the Godskin Noble because his whole thing is that he's fat. And I think that's lazy character design. But the Godskin Apostle, he literally like slinkies at you like a snake would. And then the Godskin Noble, he literally makes himself fatter and rolls on you. That's so freaky, dude. I think these two combined is I lift you and pump my load inside you. Just the Godskin Noble alone is an Arnold. So Godfrey, or when he is Horalow, is freaky as can be, because he has almost exclusively grab attacks, and he does a lot of stomping and kicking. I think that's another Arnold one. The Leonine Misbegotten. So, I mean, it's just a hairy Misbegotten that can wield a sword, and it does like a little roar thing. I mean, I think it sucks at freaking, honestly. I still can't tell if this is Lanciax or Fortisax, but I think it's Fortisax, because Fortisax is a remembrance boss, I'm pretty sure. So Fortisax, I mean, mid-freak, I don't really know enough about him to give him a super honest ranking. Loretta, real Loretta. I think Loretta is ultimately wholesome. Like, she rides on top of a horse and shoots you with magic and has this really cool glaive that she tries to fucking kill you with. But aside from that, I mean, I don't really see the freak. I don't really see it. Makar. So Makar's whole... Okay, so Makar is a magma worm, technically a dragon. Let's see, he has a move he really, really loves to do where he'll spew magma out of his mouth and he'll charge at you. He'll do it like 3 or 4 times in a row, and it's a really long-winded kind of move that takes a while to perform. And he'll do it like 3 or 4 times in a row. And then halfway through his fight, he'll cover his sword here in his own magma to give it magma attacks. And he's just... Makar's a freak. He's an Arnold freaky nigga. Then Margit, not Morgott, Margit. I mean, he just jumps down off of a big pillar and talks shit to us the second we walk onto that bridge, kind of just like needlessly. So I feel like picking fights with people out of nowhere is some freak shit. So I'm gonna call him mid freak. The mimic tier, it literally is you. It literally is you. So imagine just you showing up and beating you to death. That's freaky, mid-freak. Fake Moog. Not real Moog, fake Moog. He's just chilling in a fucking church at the bottom of Lanedell, doing fucking nothing. So that's kind of freaky. He still uses Blood Flame. He has the Blood Flame magic where he like claws the air and makes it explode with blood and shit. That's pretty freaky. He still has the spear. Yeah, probably just mid freak as well. Just because I'm gonna put him in Arnold because actual Moog is actually a outrageous freak. So there we go, Radahn, who is technically Marika. So I feel like anytime you have a literal alter ego that you physically transform into, that's just a red-haired twink who's really into his faith, that's mega freak shit, is what I'm thinking. He has a grab move where he like literally grabs you by the face and beats you up with the Mace of Marika. That's a pretty freaky move. And then he just does a bunch of crazy freak shit that whole fight. Yeah, I'm gonna give it to him. I lift you and I pump my load inside you. The Red Wolf of Radahn. It can shoot, so it only uses its mouth for everything. So that's kind of freaky. Like, it literally holds its sword in its mouth, it shoots. It does all its magic with its mouth. It shoots freaking Azur's Comet out of its mouth, or whatever the spell is called, that freaking insta-kills you every time. That's Arnold. Regal Ancestor Spirit. Once again, I think it's too wholesome. I mean, it is technically the more the more powerful version of the regular Ancestor Spirit. I think it's too wholesome. Renala. So Renala, she spent like her entire life being sad that Radahn left her, and she holds this freaking amber egg with her at all times where she goes, and she obsesses over like protecting it or some shit, even after you kick her ass in the boss fight. That's freaky. God damn. In the first phase of her boss, she literally like takes the other enemies that are in the library and she'll use her magic to morph them into headstones, and then she shoots the headstones at you and they hurt so much. that's freaky as fuck. And then, I mean, she literally shoots the moon. She has a spell where she shoots the moon at you. I mean, that's also mega freak shit. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Renala lifts you and pumps her load inside you. Okay, Ghost or Spirit Loretta. Where's yeah, no freak. Loretta is too wholesome. Godrick, god damn it. So he already gets mega freak points because he's just grafted in general. He like started this thing with grafting where he's covered in extra arms and limbs and other shit like that. But then literally midway through his boss fight, he rips off he cuts off his own arm. Then he attaches the dragon's head to his stump. And then he uses the dragon to fight. I mean, he is Godrick is no less than an Arnold. Malenia, I feel like Malenia has enough good in her to not be a freak at all. I feel like Malenia has the capacity to be wholesome, but because of her unfortunate circumstance, considering that she literally is like ass naked when she fights you in the second phase, essentially. I think her body's like rotted away, so it doesn't. Who fucking knows? But then she has wings made of rot petals. That's cool. I don't know if that constitutes as being some freak shit. Every time she damages you, she heals health. Freak. Genuine freak. I'm going to say she's mid-freak because I feel like she'd really want to be wholesome, but just can't. The real Moog does everything that the fake Moog does, but better. He has a bunch of other crazy attacks. He goes into his second phase where he does the freaking bleed you every time it move. He grows wings out of his back to fly around and freak on you. I mean, he lifts you and pumps his load inside you. That's what I'm saying. Morgott. Let's see, where's Margit? Margit is in mid-freak. So Morgott, his staff turns into a really cool sword. And I feel like purposefully concealing your sword inside of a staff might be freaky. And then he has a bunch of crazy holy attack moves where he makes the constructed weapons out of holy light. He has a lot more of them. Like, he has the spear move, and he does other crazy-ass combos, and he throws 3 knives instead of 1. Pretty freaky. And then, second phase, he, like, freaks out, and he, like, shoots this goop out of him, or he comes out of the floor or something like that, and he does other I think this is an Arnold situation here. Radahn. Leonard, be prepared to survive a fall from 20,000 feet at meteorite speeds. That single move alone would probably elevate Radahn into the top tier. But the thing is that, so his mind is gone. He's basically gone crazy thanks to the Scarlet Rot. So he literally wanders around this big open field doing nothing but gathering the bodies of enemies and friends and eating them. Because apparently Scarlet Rot turns you into a fucking cannibal, I guess. I mean, he literally lost his feet, so he literally rides on his horse the whole time, except for the very end where he just decides to use his gravity magic to fly. Like, why didn't we just do this from the beginning? Yeah, I mean, Radahn is a freaking that's him. I lift you and pump my okay. Rykard goes at the top. Elden Beast, get the fuck out of here. Rykard goes at the top. He's literally, I don't even know what the whole thing is. I mean, he is simulated with the freaking the serpent, and he talks funny. He just oozes lava everywhere he fucking goes, and he just, oh my god. Rykard is the freak poster child of Elden Ring, if you ask me. The twin gargoyles, again, I kind of don't know why they're even in this tier list. But the dual gargoyles, I mean, there's just not a lot going on with them. I mean, I'm just going to say that they suck at freaking. And then finally we have Maliketh, who, so the whole game, he convinces you that he's just the beast clergyman. There's nothing special about him. He's just a beast clergyman who collects death root. And if you bring him death root, he will give you new bestial incantations, which a lot of them are pretty good. There's like 4 or 5 of them, I think. But then you fight him, and he does crazy. He has like a lot of backflips and shit. And backflips are freaky by nature. But then halfway he reveals himself to be Maliketh, the Black Blade, and he uses the Rune of Death. And in the lore, if you are struck by the Rune of Death, you die instantly. This is how Ranni was able to destroy her physical form, even though she was technically immortal or whatever. She was able to use the Rune of Death. It's the same thing that happened to Godwyn. Very sad. And so, I mean, like, but after he reveals himself as Maliketh, things get crazy. Like he starts using Black Flame, which reduces your health and does damage over time. He starts jumping around the arena and doing acrobatics and shit. I mean, this is some freak, some freak shit. Arnold. But there we have it. This is our official tier list for which Elden Ring boss is the freakiest. I don't think anyone's going to be surprised with Rykard being at the top. If you enjoyed this video, smash that motherfucking subscribe button so I can eat. Leave a like on this video and share this video with your friends so that they can also be better. And finally, leave a comment down below. Let me know what ranking you want to see next. Remember, it can be literally anything. The channel is called Rank Everything. Once again, thank you all for watching. Until next time, have a good one.